is an underlying theme to your story, and frankly to my story too, and that of many others, that explains much of your fiction, and it's a theme that's endlessly fascinating to me as a journalist, also the product of Windrush generation parents. And it's the fundamental hypocrisy, I believe, of a nation laying out the welcome mat for people from the Caribbean and then denying them opportunity when they get there. Does that sum up your life experience growing up in the 70s and 80s in Britain?
I can see the parallel within my own narrative, especially as the children's home that I resided in recognised that I was, for my age, I was very above my levels for reading and writing. And this was because when I was 5 or 6, visiting Sunday, relatives would come to visit their nieces and so on, and they would always leave them gifts of comics, magazines like Beano, Wizard and Chick, Scorcher. Any of your older audiences might remember those periodicals.
Yeah.
And once they were discarded, I would scour the dormitory floor at 5 and 6, and I would pick them up and read them under the covers with the aid of a bicycle ride that I had taken from downstairs.
Really?
And that accelerated my reading progress, it really did. And I was reading the Sunday Times when I was 6, 7. And I don't think that ability, that skill set that I had was ever recognised all throughout my primary education or my secondary education. I was just seen as this problem, maladjusted child who needed controlling, needed caging. It was never, I was never encouraged in any significant way. And so sometimes when I look back, Clive, I do feel a bit cheated. I thought, well, you know, if somebody had recognised that, maybe I would have found my you know, what I'm good at, writing and so on. Much earlier, I wouldn't have to gone through the pain as I did from, say, 12 onwards, where it became quite brutal, quite oppressive.
Hollywood directing. Let's go back to literature. Gritty, real, honest. The words that are regularly used to describe your adult fiction. East of Acre Lane, Brixton Rock, Brenton Brown. And these often, as I say, draw on your own life experience. They receive critical praise, your adult fiction. But you then decided to switch to young adult fiction.
Yeah.
Why?
I felt that my publishing company at the time wasn't pushing me hard enough, or wasn't pushing the marketing people hard enough, or the shops hard enough, because I found myself being excluded from, for example, festivals like Hay, festivals like Cheltenham. Well, you know, I'm getting all this acclaim and fantastic critiques in the newspapers or whatever. Why can't you just push me out there a bit more? And I remember one comment said to me that, oh yeah, you're quickly acclaimed, but you know, your books are really only for you know, your sort, your kind of readership, your West Indian readership. What does that mean? I write for everybody. And this seemed to be the satisfied me just trundling along, writing another East of Acre Lane, another gangster epic or whatever it was, and then believing that you know, they ticked that kind of we've published a black author, and I felt, no, I want more than that. I want more than that. You know, I want my work to be seen by everybody. And I thought, where can it be seen by everybody? In schools. Because I was getting invited to schools even before this. And that's where I was making most of my sales, with Brixton Rock and East of Acre Lane, especially local schools around London, and Manchester and so on, you know. But I wanted to spread out. I want kids in Cornwall to read my work. Scotland, wherever. Why not?
Was this just poor marketing, or a lack of understanding about the wider resonance of stories of success or failure and struggle. What do you think it was?
I think it was underestimation of the reading public. I really do, where they kind of like to put the reading public into boxes. Oh, this person only reads rom-com or historical or whatever. You know, and they couldn't kind of open up their minds enough. They do today, man. I mean, it's accelerated greatly in the last five or so years.
They didn't know which shelf to put you on.
Yeah, especially
Gangster
with the
shelf. Gangster shelf. Is that it? Is that the shelf?
yeah, that's what they were kind of. Yeah, you belong here. And I'm thinking, no, these are social stories. Why shouldn't the average reader be interested in these narratives? It's a good story. I mean, you know, I read anything that's a compelling story or narrative. So why wouldn't the greater public outlet be interested in what I have to say?
So you think black working class authors are treated differently?
I think so. I think there's a caution there. There's a kind of, ooh, you know, how we're going to market this, how we're going to sell this. Will the great British public buy into it? But I believe, you know, with a sense of courage and if the story is good enough.
So someone like Andrew Levy or Zadie Smith, they don't fall into that category.
Perhaps they do. I don't know, maybe not the same kind of category as myself.
Yeah.
But I think with Zadie, she was fortunate enough to attend. I think she attended Oxford and so on. And she had support there, and so there was a network there that convinced the publishers, yes, this writer could be a success. And that's what it comes down to, really. The publisher will say to itself, can we make money from this author? And I think in my case, they looked at my material and thought, this could be dodgy.
Could be dodgy.